You're listening to the Otasso Outdoors Podcast.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
It's like if Chewbacca had
I'll
a
give you
turkey
guys
bone.
four. I'll give you 4 guesses on what season's coming up.
Squeaky bed season?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Otasso Outdoors Podcast. I'm Caleb. I'm your host, and I am joined by my 2 co-hosts, Reed Robinson
Howdy.
and Hunter Grishke. Ew. If you guys are joining us for the first time, you will find one of 3 segments. Segment number 1 is What You Got, Buddy. That is where we will all bring pre-prepared articles or headlines, and we discuss them at length. They can be as short as 30 minutes or as long as an hour, depending on how spicy the topics are. Segment number 3.
Segment number 2.
Nope. Segment number 3 is...
I was just seeing if you were paying attention.
I'm ADD enough to pay attention to everything going on here, buddy. Segment number 2 is our Spotlight series, where we search our network of friends in the outdoors industry. We hunt them down and bring them down in the pod bunker and see what they got going on.
It sounded real bad. We hunt them
We
down.
hunt them down and we bring you guys along for the
Trap
ride.
'em.
You guys are accomplices in the crime. Segment number 3.
Segment number 3 is our head-to-head game show series, where we have a quiz master, battle each other, ask questions, see who knows more, and we crown a winner at the end.
Well, you guys clicked on it, so you know what it is today. We've got another episode of What You Got, Buddy, with the boys in the pod bunker. Also, introducing our newest addition to the pod bunker.
I got to get him 1 second.
Reed, introduce the people to our latest addition.
This year's Slipknot. Slipknot was gifted to us by our wonderful friends up at Two Hats Ranch. He is a deadhead that Bodie gave to me. Thank you, Dillo. And I got this after the Wade. All the boys up at Two Hats Ranch every year in April. They just pick a night somewhere in the middle of April, and we go out and we all camp out on an island. And you have to like wade out through the river to get to the island, and you just a bunch of dudes out there. It's awesome. But we got this after, and I think I scored him. I think he's right around 146, but he's just 146 with a ton of deductions, because he's got pickers and stickers for days. We got a split brow tine on the left side and 290 degrees split G3s, whatever this hook here is on this G3. And then just a beautiful rack. And
He's scary.
yeah,
he's very scary.
He's really, I'm going to get,
It's pretty neat.
that's probably going to mess up my focus for the rest.
Sure is. It's back on the duck.
Stupid duck. Hey, right over here. Okay. I think it's still on the duck. Oh, no, it's got my face now.
There we go. We're
Anyways,
back.
yeah.
That's Slipknot.
Yep, he's super scuzzy.
Make sure to book a time to come to the pod bunker and you can meet him.
Or go book a hunt at Two Hats Ranch with Kobe and Skipper and Bodie Bettis.
And you can see live ones,
Bigger
not dead
ones.
ones. So big shout out to Two Hats for passing that one along to us. It will be great. It's going to go right on our door. So as soon as you walk in, you're going to be able to see it. It'll be awesome. Without a further ado, we have What You Got, Buddy. Who's first?
Hunter,
I'll
what
kick
you
it
got, buddy?
off. Hunter,
All right, so
what you got?
since we were getting a little rowdy with the turkey calls off rip, I'm going to do a little turkey article here to bring us into the turkey season coming up. Love is in the air for turkeys in Michigan, but spring hunting season looms. Wild turkeys in Michigan can be found across the state all year long. During the spring, wild turkeys are more likely to be spotted because it is breeding season. Michigan has spring and fall hunting seasons for wild turkeys. The spring season begins April 20th in many areas. Wild turkeys were once a dying species, but now thriving in Michigan, which may explain why you're more likely to see a wild turkey, especially during this time of year as they enter mating season. Breeding for wild turkeys begins as daylight hours increase and temperatures start to rise. In northern states like Michigan, turkeys will begin mating in late March and early April. Wild turkeys are mostly found in the southern lower peninsula, but can also be spotted in some parts of the upper peninsula. The turkeys that we have here are managed to make sure that we're not having negative impacts on the population, said Adam Bump, upland game bird specialist for the state. We want to make sure we have turkeys around for everybody to enjoy in the future. That's all I got, boys.
It's interesting.
More of an informational, just a little segue into the season that's coming up.
Well, that's good to know because I think it's Virginia and South Carolina have shortened or almost eliminated their turkey seasons.
Seriously?
Yeah, because the southern birds right now, the populations are declining like crazy.
I did not know that.
We don't have that problem up here.
We got birds everywhere up here.
Increase. I think we should go to but
okay, so here's the thing. I did hear from a guy recently, messaged us on Instagram, and he thinks that we should have a one bird per year.
Like no fall season? Or spring and fall season?
Spring and fall season, one bird only.
Maybe 20, 30 years ago. But
when
now
we were
the
having
numbers are
population
crazy.
issues.
Yeah, numbers are crazy now.
Yeah, every time I go out deer hunting, I see at least 12 turkeys.
Yeah, the numbers.
They're everywhere, so I
Yeah,
don't feel like the
everywhere.
population's hurting much.
No. I was just having a conversation with my dad about this the other day, and what he was saying, it's more you want quality hunts instead of, I don't even say quantity, but I mean, if you're going out in the woods and you're only hearing one bird or seeing one bird and you're hunting, how many days in the season? I don't know.
Should have bought different property.
That too, but I mean, now you go out and I mean, you're pretty successful for the most part if you know what you're doing. That's a huge part of it too. You got to know what you're doing.
That doesn't make me feel better either.
Well, a while ago, our numbers were
Where's turkey?
They were
hunter in
way
the pot
down.
Bunker.
They were way down in Michigan, and that's why we had such strict regulations on it. But now, our hunts are great.
So you're an advocate for shooting two toms.
I would love to shoot two toms. Most states are too.
In spring?
Is that why they have problems?
Most states don't have problems.
Well, you were saying the southern states,
Southern states right now on the southern east coast are having declining numbers.
like
a lot of people-
Georgia and Florida.
I don't know about Florida, but I believe I've heard Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, and I don't know about Tennessee and Kentucky, but I've heard through that band right there, they're just struggling with numbers and turkeys. Like a lot of people are saying, the good old days of turkey hunting are behind them, where they remember when it was really bad and then they watched it get really good and then it's going bad again.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's various reasons for that, whether it be mismanaged hunting or I don't know if the predator aspect plays into it big there. I know we got a lot of coyotes in the state, but it doesn't seem to impact the turkey population.
Not really.
It might now. Because you can't kill them on public land.
Because you can't kill them on public land.
I tell you what, a turkey hunt turns into a coyote hunt real quick when one shows up. Real quick.
Kind of like a deer hunt turning into a hog hunt down in Florida.
Yeah.
I do feel like your likeliness of seeing a coyote while turkey hunting is high because you're calling.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
There was one time we got out to the blind on opening morning, and it sounded like, there had to have been 20 dogs all around us, just ripping. It was spooky.
I love it.
Yeah.
Makes the hair on your neck stand up. It was ooh, super spooky.
Yeah.
I'm getting pumped. It'll be fun. I more want to catch one on film. So our goal is we've got some suburban turkeys that we want to put down.
Here's where I'm at with that. I have to give it a cowboy try and go out and get a rural bird. Just start.
Yeah, if I don't sleep in.
Dude, it was Yeah. Last season was rough. I felt so bad about that. Now I even hesitate to ask you to come back out. Hunter's like, I'm like, we're going turkey hunting in the morning. And Hunter's like, okay, I'll be there.
You don't have to ask me twice.
No,
turkey
dude,
hunting.
he loves
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
And like, there's plenty of birds out on the property there, dude. I mean, it's just booming. Well, I don't know if my ringer was off or my alarm didn't go off or what, but I think my ringer was off because you were texting and everything.
I tried.
He's sitting in my driveway and I'm like sound asleep, just gone. And I felt terrible about it, man.
It happens, man. I've done it before.
Yeah, but anyways, I really want to try for that this year. Like I feel like I have to redeem myself to do it the traditional way. If I just bone that one again, I'm gonna come here and kill one with a bow.
It does feel pretty good to kill one with a bow.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. It's like I either have to kill a rural bird with a shotgun, which is like the only way I'm going to be able to do it this year, I believe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it with a bow. Or it's like it's just as cool to kill one with a bow. It's just a toss-up. I got to figure out what I want to do. But if we want to get it on video and do like, we could probably do a whole, I'll wear a suit.
Like a turkey mascot suit?
No, like a suit and tie.
Oh.
Yeah, we could do like a whole, or here's what we could do. We could do a whole like.
You own one of those?
I own two. A gray one and a black one.
It's a
And
classy man.
I was forced to buy both of them for Brett Howe's wedding and Cole Robinson's wedding.
You couldn't just recycle?
No, because one guy wanted a black one guy wanted a gray one.
Oh, that checks out.
I see.
Jerks. Anyways, those are the only two that I own. I only wear them every once in a while.
And now you're going to kill a turkey in both of them.
So we could do like a little mini series, like a little mini short where we do like the life of the urban hunter.
The city slayer.
The city slayer, where we could film the whole thing, like start to finish, of me getting up out of bed, walking into the living room, and then just slapping a bird down and then going back to bed.
I think shooting a bird out here, though, you'd have to be outside. Because you never know where they're going to show up. They could be in the back, you know. It's not like the deer. They're hard to call in.
Either way, like if it comes down to it, I would love to kill a bird out here. I think that'd be a riot.
Yeah. Then we can put him in the bunker too.
Ooh, put a fan up on the wall? Or just his beard poking out? A couple spurs?
Just a beard and spurs. Coat rack.
Gambler.
You got to figure out how to make a bottle opener for that.
Or just like this.
We should. That's what we need to do. We need to have taxidermy turkey claws flipping.
Skadoosh.
We just need to put them on pedestals right here.
Just like that.
If somebody says crossbow, we just lift them up. That's funny.
I agree.
I got a couple spurs sitting in the fridge from a couple of years ago that we could do that with.
We need full claws, though.
Oh, yeah, I got the full claws.
Oh.
Yeah, they've just been sitting in the freezer. My sister's like, come get them out. They freak me out. I'm like, you're just in there, dude.
Let's do it.
We'll have a couple this year at least. So.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, I wonder if we can make a crown out of that. Make a crown out of turkey legs that are just flipping everybody off. That would be funny.
That is how PETA would come after us.
No, they would have come after us if we had a swamp bugger.
Oh, that's the trophy for our head-to-head series.
That's the trophy for our head-to-head series
of turkey legs.
The crown of turkey FUs.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
We got problems. Reed, what you got, buddy?
I got a head full of bad ideas right now.
We got his wheels spinning.
Actually, I stopped drinking coffee recently. I've been a month off of coffee.
How's that going for you?
Phenomenal. Like
cold or like
cold.
Okay, so no coffee at all. Not even like a cup in the morning.
Not a drip.
Wow.
It's been great. And which sucks because I love coffee. I was drinking a pot a day.
That's way too much.
That's a lot.
And it was slowing my brain down a ton. Like 3 o'clock would hit in the afternoon and I was just trashed. I was so done.
Why can't you just have like 6 ounces in the morning just to like give you that taste and the flavor that you like and then cut it off?
All or nothing, man.
Yeah.
You know how
all gas, no brakes.
I'm a 2-stroke.
both cheeks, baby.
Double cheeked
up. We
got my Stanley thermos and my friggin' Yeti tumbler ready to rock.
We don't half-ass anything. Both cheeks, baby.
I just can't, dude. Well, I'm gonna go for 3 months and see what happens after that. But that being said, without coffee, my brain functions phenomenally.
Imagine that on Jocko Go.
Oh, dude, we would just be to the moon right now. Arizona voted to ban auction tags. What does this mean for conservation? Arizona on Friday, March 15th, decided to all be gay at once. The Arizona Fish and Game Commission voted to do away with the state's coveted game auction tags since they were created in the 1980s. These tags have generated huge sums of species-specific conservation projects. Just last year, for example, the Arizona statewide mule deer tag brought $725,000 at auction in Salt Lake City, Utah. 4 of Arizona's 5 commissioners voted to eliminate the high-dollar tags because they believe the auction model gives wealthy hunters unequal access to the state's legendary big game herds. Now hunters in Arizona and elsewhere are wondering how millions of dollars in lost conservation revenue will be replaced. Great question. These tags brought in a ton of money, and in Arizona, 100% of the money goes back to big game species on the ground. It was very transparent and successful program. Michael Cravens, the Advocacy and Conservation Director of Arizona Wildlife Federation and Vice Chairman of the Arizona Chapter of Bankruptcy Hunters and Anglers. What a mouthful that is, guy. Cravens said Arizona Wildlife Federation was one of the several conservation groups that wanted to keep the current auction system in place. The problem some of our commissioners had with what they believed is it went against the North American model of wildlife conservation, which states that we need to provide an opportunity to all, he says, but statistics show that all of the money was being put back into the ground. It equated to more habitat, better habitat, and more animals on the landscape, which in turn created more opportunity for the public. According to Cravens, the vote will sunset Arizona's auction tag system by the 2026 big game season. It'll be interesting to see what those tags go for auction next year because it'll be the last opportunity to bid on them, he said. Oh,
I think it's a crock. It's so dumb. Why does everything have to come back to everything being fair?
Yeah.
Like, who gives a rip? Like, if you haven't worked your butt off and created something for yourself, then that's your problem. You know,
they're ripping on people who can do it.
If some guy has built a successful life and a successful business and can afford to drop $750,000 on a tag, let him do it, because you know that money is going back into conservation. Like, that's hurting conservation more than anything.
Yeah, this is saying that a muley tag went for over $700,000.
The elk ones go for even more.
A desert bighorn tag, $430,000 one tag.
That's crazy,
dude. That's
where are they going to replace that money? They're not.
You can't.
No.
But what is it going to be now? Is it just going to be back to just a normal lottery system? So you go buy your preference points? Is it going to get to the point where they think they're going to replace that revenue because now it's not being auctioned? It's going to bring more normal hunters into the lottery system paying $50 a piece?
No.
I still don't think it would compare.
Oh, not even close.
No. And do you know what doesn't ruin my day? Waking up and thinking, man, somebody richer than me got a better opportunity because they had money. That doesn't ruin my day.
No, it ruins too many people's days. Like I said, it's always a freaking rat race of, oh, well, that's not fair. It's like, who cares?
And okay, so what? You have an elk tag, a sheep tag, a mule deer tag. What else? You probably only have a handful of tags.
Yeah.
12, 15.
These are all the governor tags, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if other states are going to follow suit.
I hope not.
I really hope not.
Does Michigan have anything like that?
No, I don't think so. But
we really should.
But there's a lot of, like Wyoming, New Mexico, a lot of them have these governor's tags, and they go for buco dollars.
Which is amazing.
It is incredible.
Yep.
The fact that there's somebody out there who's got the wherewithal and the funds to be able to pour that much back into conservation is freaking awesome.
You want to talk
good for you.
Putting value on an animal, putting value on an animal's life. That's it, man. Like, that is the most expensive bull getting shot in
ever.
Yeah.
$750,000.
Yeah.
For a mule deer.
Crazy.
Like, I don't think people realize $750,000. That is 2 Rolls Royces. That is 3 Ferraris, 3 McLarens, 3 Lamborghinis. Like, That is a big ass house
Yep.
going into conservation. It's like, and I can't believe, I don't know what asinine person made, not asinine. That's the wrong word. What dumb ass made that decision?
Well, 4 out of 5 of them, apparently. Whoever the one guy on the NRC that didn't vote against it, or didn't vote to shoot it down, like, good on him. That was the one guy that had his head on straight.
I'd love to be in the room and understand the deliberation that they did on why.
And here's the other thing, too. Like, how much better access do you get to what herd? Like, okay, even if you have better access to a better herd that has better genetics or whatever, big frickin' whoop, you still have to go execute. You still have to go in, and I don't even know if these guys go in and hunt these deer or not, but it's like, because to them it could just be a tax write-off, like, oh, I got the governor's tag. Maybe they just hang it up on their wall, like as a bravado thing. Who knows? I would assume they're going to go on and hunt.
Fine arts.
Right, this is my tag 2024. But you still have to go in and execute on that, because he could still go in and just shoot some, like, scrawny little buck, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That seems like the dumbest thing that the NRC could have done, to just be like, yep, we're going to yank this big hole into the bottom of our resources.
As it's already dying.
Yeah, and it's like, okay,
yeah.
I would like
Maybe Arizona doesn't need the amount of funding that we think they do, and they just realize. But like, who?
Something's wrong. Like, why is it that the DNR is always backwards and wrong and thing? Like, the DNR is the one 3-letter agency that I kind of like, and then they the NRC goes and does something like this, where I'm like, what? The government doesn't want more money? I'm confused. 0 cents. I would also like to see a law passed that the commissioner's salary. Well, let's see. It's not a salary position, is it?
I don't think it's appointed. I think they're appointed by the governor or legislation or something. I don't know the actual ins and outs of it, but
gosh,
you were about to say though, like their salary
was based on the governor's tags.
It was based on the amount of revenue that's brought in for conservation in the state.
Yeah, but I don't like that either. That's bigger than what I want.
It's a percentage, like 1%.
I don't know. All I want is like that system to be in place, and I want Michigan to be able to have a governor's tag system, because that'd be sweet. A governor elk tag.
That would be cool.
You too could shoot 125-inch whitetail for $750,000.
So here's what I want. I want a governor's tag for elk in the Pigeon River. I want a governor's tag for
a moose
off of Isle Royal.
Yep.
I want a governor's tag for a wolf in the UP.
That would be wild. If they wanted to boost conservation in Michigan, that would be Is that what we take to the NRC?
And then, so here's the problem. Let's see.
Whitmer.
2 of the 3 things that I just listed are a federal issue. One of them is like lottery system. That's it.
Right.
What else do I want? I want the dang roads to be fixed. And that's it. I'm a simple man. I just want 3 lottery tags and roads to drive to get to there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Without having to replace ball joints every year.
Yeah.
I just had to do that. It's not fun. Don't buy a truck if you don't have to buy a truck. It's so expensive to fix everything.
Well, I found it.
You went already? Yeah.
Caleb.
What you got, buddy?
Montana man charged with breeding a hybrid giant ram using Marco Polo tissue.
What? I'm a pretty smart guy. None of that made sense.
What?
Some people will do anything to make a buck, or in this case, a ram.
Is the ram's name Polo and his name Marco?
We're going to find out. A Montana rancher has pleaded guilty to using tissue and testicles obtained from Marco Polo Argali sheep to breed a giant hybrid for sheep in private hunting preserves in Texas. Arthur Jack Schubarth appeared before a federal judge this week, pleading guilty to felony charges of wildlife trafficking and conspiracy to traffic wildlife. He faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and $250,000 fine. Schubarth and at least 5 other people began their foray into creating this monster hybrid in 2013 with the goal of grab high prices from hunting preserves. According to the court documents, and it was a rather complex plan, using the biological tissue Schubarth got from a hunter who killed the Marco Polo sheep in Kyrgyzstan is somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the Middle East. He was able to clone embryos in a lab and then implant them into a ewe that gave birth to a pure Marco Polo Argali sheep that Schubarth named the Montana Mountain King. From there, he used the semen from the Montana Mountain King to artificially impregnate other ewes to create a larger and more valuable species of sheep, with one particular lamb that people in Texas agreed to buy from him for $10,000. In 2019, investigators reported Schubarth paid a hunting guide $400 for the testicles of a trophy-sized Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep in Montana. He used the semen extracted from the ram to breed larger bighorn sheep to crossbreed with the Argali sheep. To transport the sheep in and out of Montana, Schubarth and other forged veterinary inspection certificates claiming the hybrid sheep were legally permitted species according to the court documents. Even though Argali sheep are protected under international convention as threatened species, and it's illegal to import them into Montana to protect native species from disease and hybridization, Schubarth also sold Montana Mountain King's semen directly to other sheep breeders in other states. Others involved in arrangements included a Minnesota sheep breeder who shipped 74 ewes to Schubarth's ranch to be artificially inseminated. This was an audacious scheme to create a massive hybrid sheep species to be sold and hunted as trophies, said Assistant Attorney General Todd Kim of the Justice Department. According to the Montana Fish and Wildlife and Parks spokesperson Greg Lemon, Schubarth's 215-acre ranch is state licensed and an alternative livestock facility that was grandfathered when in 2000 ballot initiative passed hunting is prohibited. Schubarth will be sentenced on July 11th.
Wow.
I've never heard of a Marco Polo sheep, but these things are massive.
Dude, they're big.
The dude sounds
Genius.
really intelligent. I'm not going to lie. Like that's a whole process right there. But
Dude, to be able to have the wherewithal to go and get balls from a bighorn and then do all like the artificial insemination and just...
I would love to see that transaction go down. Like,
got some nuts
here's
for you,
$400. Thank you for these, and I will take these.
hands him a little cooler.
Yeah,
it probably started at $500. He talked him down.
like $500, $250 a piece. Let's just call it 2 bills each. We'll go from there. Do you have to buy them in a set? Can you just buy one?
You probably want the set.
Get you a half off rate, or is it like a 2-for-1? It's a 2-for-1.
Because what if you get one bad nut? You know what I mean?
There's always one bad nut in the
There's
group.
always one bad nut.
Live. Jeez, oh, Pete.
He's gonna kick us off the podcast. Oh man, dude. Okay, so I'm a little conflicted.
He really came to a crossroad there.
Where do I stand on this? I stand corrected. So if you had to ask me at the end of the day, would you want to keep a pure bloodline of like natural genetics in the herd? I would say yes. But the idea of introducing better genetics into the herd, that makes my brain like...
But it's not the better genetics. He was creating... It's like crossbreeding dogs. It's like you've got a mini golden...
Which is cool.
But is that cool with wild animals?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why not? I've never thought about doing that. And he was like, well, let's just do this. And to have better animals, or like bigger animals, or more intense, it's no different than, well, it is a little different, but like I don't see it any different as like introducing the orcs to Texas.
Yes, but orcs aren't a hybrid.
No, but or like I don't see any different than making a mule and using it. And like you have hybrid fish, like you have
I think the
crossbred
problem
fish.
is he crossbred stuff and then transported it across state lines for
unregulated.
Right.
Which
So
is-
that's where it gets a little hairy. What I don't have an issue with is hybrid animals in our gene pool.
What he could have done is he could have sold, just instead of selling the animals crossing state lines. I wonder what the legality of just selling the JIZZ, the JZ.
Hmm.
My grandpa used to sell that. He said he was in the jizz biz. It was
The
pretty
Diddy. The Diddy juice.
No,
We don't talk about. Oh no. We don't talk about it.
Well, let's scrap that episode.
We're done.
We're done here.
Like I said, at the end of the day, if you ask me if I wanted pure genetics in our herds, yes, I do. But there's still a healthy portion of me that likes the idea of introducing new and different genetics into natural herds just to see what happens.
I agree with that, but the crossing of breeds.
Yeah, no big deal.
Okay.
Like if you're gonna get a new game species out of it, cool. A different game species, cool.
Yeah, but think about how many crossbreeds have led to problems.
That's true. And anytime you introduce a new animal into an ecosystem, it does throw things off. But crossbreeds happen naturally anyway. Like you think about different strains of like muskie or different strains of pike and muskie breeding, crossbreeding. Like there's different, or like we had Nathan Stump. Yeah, we had Nathan Stump in here, and he was talking about the genetics from one stream getting up into like for the king salmon. And it's like those genetics are going to crossbreed with somebody else and create a hybrid of that. It's still, king salmon, but you're mixing up different genetics with it.
But you're not shoving a turkey baster in an animal.
And then going across state lines and selling them.
Maybe if you put them in a pen and let it happen naturally.
Well, that's where I'm kind of like, this is a great place for Texas to just do a bunch of crazy stuff.
They already do.
But
You can
crazy.
drive through Houston and see a giraffe.
I just think like I'm not like I already made my statement. I don't want the gene pool messed up like that, but I do like the idea of what he's trying to do. I think it's pretty cool. I just and that's because I come from a background of cattle where it's like, that's what you do. You're like, I like his genetics here, I like this, and this, crossbreed it with this. You get a Simmental and an Angus, you crossbreed it into a Sim Angus, and it's like, get a sweet animal out of it. And a lot of times they're better.
Give it a try.
It'd be fun.
And you get to hang out with this guy for 5 years.
All I'm saying is like, I'm going to get myself into deeper water, but we're already here. Like, I think the whole idea of eugenics is sweet too. Like, just creating better breeds of animals and humans. It's awesome. I know it's like wrong to breed humans, but I want to see like, okay, there's a reason that Iceland has these massive people because they've bred to that. And it's cool. It's like, okay, so what if we took the big Icelandic dude and you crossbred him with somebody else that had really good genetics and just see what happens? I know it doesn't come off good because of the last person that tried to do it. But it is cool to make better humans.
State lines is one thing. Country lines is another.
Listen, that's racist. I don't want to hear it.
Guys, thanks for joining us on this episode of What You Got, Buddy. As always, we grow organically. So if you liked something, if you enjoyed it, if you learned something, share the show with somebody that you know. Check out our Instagram at ataso.outfitters. On the Instagram is our link tree, which will get you to everything, all the locations of these podcasts on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I believe we're on Amazon Podcast as well. and then our website if you want to know a little bit more about us and or support this clown show by buying some merchandise off of our website. We drop episodes every Tuesday, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check it out so you get notified every week when we drop an episode. With that, we will see you guys next week. See you later.
I'm 6'4", 200 pounds, blonde hair, blue-eyed. If World War II went different ways, I'd
No.
be okay. I'd be okay.